What's up, everybody? What's going on? It's me, Chase, and I'm here with Cortez of the Lean, baby. The Lean, the Dream Team is in the building, and we are here on No Chaser TV to go ahead and discuss the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. We were going to go ahead and do it yesterday, but in my area, there was a whole bunch of thundering and lightning going on, and no, ma'am, I got to have the little bit of equipment I got, okay? Especially after my great grandmama TV got struck over the weekend. Cortez, how are you?
Did it really?
It really did. It really and they're notorious for like cutting everything off and now they want to get 2025 with it and leave some stuff on and they got struck. Oh hell no.
I'm doing good. We haven't had bad weather. We have had riots and
Oh,
protesting. That's about it.
how are you? Are you safe? Are you
I'm
like what's
fine,
that
child,
climate like?
because they better not bring it around here. I'm just saying.
Oh,
But I'm good. I'm good.
out. So, I was gonna ask you a question, but we're not even gonna ask that question because we don't got time for nobody. That's none of their business.
Uh oh.
Yeah, that's none of their business. Hey to the people coming on into the lounge. We do appreciate you guys for supporting wherever you're at. Hey, hey.
It's been so
Okay.
long since I did this show. I almost forgot how to do it.
I know you sent me a link. I said, well, what the hell going on with you?
Cause well, no, I sent the link so that I could join from my laptop because it
Oh,
doesn't.
okay. I'm gonna say
I
that.
don't.
Oh, he just
This laptop, and it's my. I don't even open it, so I have to refresh. That's why.
okay. Well, let me just say this, enjoy your break while you have it because the people say that the Salt Lake City trailer is dropping any moment now. That's what I heard on the street.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
I guess you're right. I
And
enjoy while I'm here.
that show is so chaotic. I don't know how do you do that show? Like I love it from a watch perspective, but the one or two times that I've tried to recap it, baby, they have
Baby,
no
if you can,
downtime ever.
let me tell you this: if you can do, was it season 5 of Potomac, you can do any show. It doesn't matter
That's
what the
true.
show is.
Oh
And
my
and
God.
because I did that show, I
Yeah.
can do I can do any all things through Christ.
Yes. I was thinking it. All things through Christ. All right, well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in over on Facebook, over here on X, over on X, over here on YouTube, of course. I see the people coming on into the lounge. Yes, they're happy to see you, Cortez. Yes.
Happy to see everybody too. It's been like I said, it's always a pleasure to come back to see everybody. I see David. So well, David as messy over here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Before you even got that, yes. Whatever you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
say
David.
child play. That's
Yes.
myself.
Sometimes 10 times more, but David gonna be all right tonight.
And I peek in from time to time because I'm
Yes, you
watching
do.
Atlanta. But I don't
In real
watch it
time.
week to week. I don't just look forward to it. I let it build up and then I watch it because I am enjoying it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm happy to be here, of course.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and talk Atlanta, and I want to get some of your thoughts on past Atlanta, and we'll do that as well.
Mhm.
But before we start, make sure that you guys like, comment, subscribe as you have been doing, turn on your notification bells, and stick with us. Hey there, prognosis. Lord Jesus, everybody's coming into the room. All right, so
Hey, prognosis.
Drew's faces that she was making during Britt's sisterhood speech after she told Phaedra that she was going to just go ahead and be fake from now on. And now we're sisters, and I love you. And you were sisters. I never knew how much I missed you.
Fake. It's so funny because seeing this, I was. It's so funny seeing that they recognized that in the moment because when I was watching the episode, I was actually flying back from DC. I was cracking up because it was so funny to me. I was like, "Is this the same person that had a gun in her purse?" It can't be.
Well, you know what I asked Cortez, and a lot of people, I don't, how I am on any channel that I'm on. This is what I think. This is what I feel. This is what I watched. And
Mhm.
I always felt that it was very fake and suspect, in my opinion, for her to go to Kenya Moore's hair care spa. Hey, Kenya, we have a bouquet of flowers for you. Oh, you want me to get out? Oh, you're yelling at me? Okay, I'll just go ahead and go. Like that never aligned with me either.
Mhm.
I just don't. Anyway, so Drew and Angela discuss, Drew's faces and how she was unable to go ahead and keep her face straight while Britt was doing that. And so they have their discussion moving forward. Um, let's see, nothing. The issue. Okay, we'll move over that because I don't know what I was writing. Um, I don't know what that is, so we'll just move over that. Oh, Angela believes that there are issues with Kelly and Britt, and does Angela seem to take delight in the misery of friendships and the downfall of people's friendships, or what?
I think Angela takes it. She's messy. She like the mess. I don't
She is
mind it because
messy.
it's not like harmful mess. It's just like things that maybe people kind of be thinking but don't be thinking. But if they don't be thinking it, they may have thought about it. She brings it up. So I don't mind it. It's not like just messy and just like crazy messy.
Mhm.
It's light in my opinion.
Like giddy, like
Yeah, it's like, oh, like, okay, did you know this? I don't mind it. I like it.
yes. The thing is, Angela to me, she is messy. She's very much that slogan that remember, of course, the iconic Joanna Scammer, who was a
Yeah.
messy bitch that lived for drama.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
That's Angela.
that's Angela to me.
Yeah.
He lives. And you know what? I don't have a problem with her living for it.
I don't mind someone that lives for drama, but also when they're in it, they know how to handle it. Like I don't
Yeah,
mind
and
that.
she doesn't run away from
She
it.
doesn't
So
run
it's
away from
like,
it, so I can take that. Now Kelly, on the other hand,
oh, what do you think about
yeah,
Kelly on the other hand?
I've thought about this from Kelly from the beginning. I felt like, and I said this when
You
I
weren't
think
sold.
we reviewed, when
Yes.
she was questioning Porsha, I was like,
Mhm.
I don't mind what she's doing, but I hope that she can like back it up when it comes to her. And I don't think she's going to be able to. I really feel that Britt is going to get her together.
You do.
I do feel
Well,
like that. Only on camera.
but
Now,
no, that's it. Based off of what I heard, it depends on what you qualify as getting together.
get together, yeah.
But Britt is definitely not going to hold back.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think
Yeah.
maybe, behind the scenes and things like that, maybe she'll
Mhm.
whatever, but on
Oh
camera in
no,
the
yeah, we just
moment,
talking
I
about on
think,
the show. I don't know about behind the scenes.
well, I'm just saying in general,
Yeah.
how they be in the confessionals and things like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I get what you're saying. Like we
Confessional
got the best,
thugs is what
but
I'm
in the
saying.
moment
Yeah.
shade. Oh yeah, I
Uh-huh.
get what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Now Shamia checks in with her mom, Mama Sarah Morton, after the nanny slung her baby across the room and turned the air conditioner on, and then give
I
her no
don't
blanket.
understand. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't understand. I was really confused on this whole thing because who is watching the child? Who is? I was really confused. So is it like a nanny or something? Is she what is happening here?
It
I don't.
sounds like to me they have like a nanny agency because uh her husband the week before told her to call the people or call whoever, you
Mm,
know, while he was there
mm.
and while he was aware that the lady allegedly slung her baby across the room and stuff like that. And so
So why is this nanny still even hired? I don't understand that.
I think they got, I don't know if they got rid of her, but if the mama said she came in and did something, sounds like they may have gotten rid of her. I had so many questions because the way that I'm literally saying it, I know it sounds crass the way I'm saying it, but Gerald was the one who said that she slung the baby across the floor. And I'm like, well, did you sling her across the floor? Because like,
That's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, if someone slangs, I don't have a child, but
I don't.
if you slang my damn phone, anything I got is mine. I'm gonna have to slang you. So it's like
Absolutely slang for slang. That's in Courtez.
I didn't understand. I'm like, maybe am I missing context? I'm not really sure, but it
And,
was.
and so then in the conversation, I always questioned last week why she just didn't go home on last episode. But then this episode, her mom says, just try to have fun. And no, we got it all taken care of. I got to calm down. I got the baby where she needs to be. And Shamia says, I'm just going to try to enjoy the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Now, at this point in the trip, if it, I guess, is the last day,
Yeah.
does it make a difference whether she leaves right now or not? I mean, I would have left. As soon as I heard somebody slum my baby, I would have been out. But at this
I
point,
don't
does it
think
make
I
a
would have
difference?
left, but only because, like, I mean, there's the mom is there, the husband's there. It's not like the child is unattended. If I was a single parent, say I was Porsha, right, and
Mm-hmm.
Pilar, then yes, because Pilar, I mean, she has Dennis, but still she doesn't have Dennis. I would go home in the essence, but I mean, her going home would just be there. I mean, it's not a bad thing to go home, but if you're already all these miles away, you ain't got no luggage still. What, baby? I'm just saying, I would just try to make the best of it. you know, unless they said, "Oh, this baby is about to go on to glory," then in that case,
Oh
I got
yeah.
to play. I gotta go. You know, in this case, I think she was okay.
And yes, I forgot that Shamia was in Grenada like Farrah Franklin with no luggage. Uh, I hear you. And when I say that I will go home, that's not an indictment on Shamia as a mother, because I know people
Mhm.
like to double talk. If I felt like Shamia was a bad mama because she didn't go home, I would say it. So I just want to be
Yeah,
clear.
I don't think she's a
Uh,
bad. I think she's a great
I
mother.
don't
I
think she's a
really,
bad mother. I just would have been like, knowing me, oh God, I would have, oh no, I would have just got on the first thing smoking. No
yeah.
questions. I don't even want to hear. She did what? And no, we're not gonna fire her. Wait till I get my ass there, and then I'm gonna fire that ass. That's what's gonna happen when you
Mm.
talk about my child. And why, Gerald, are you sitting there and not?
He said that baby was cold
Well,
and
what are you
everything else.
doing? You on the phone with me? What are you doing?
I was like, is she in a freezer? Well, I just didn't know what was going on. I was really confused by this.
Her mom came and fixed it though. Child,
The
good lord. I mean, maybe he's just one of those fathers that's just like not in tune with that kind of stuff. You know, some dads aren't. I don't know.
no.
I don't know, but you're not gonna slang my baby across or nothing. All right. Anyway, Phaedra meets up with the girls and spills the tea that Britt and Kelly are arguing over glam squads. Porsha says she also feels like there must be something else. Obviously, in the words of Teresa Giudice, obviously there's something else. It's not just name change and arrested, okay? Uh, obviously, Courtez is something else because Porsha feels that a friendship like this, that where they're supposed to be besties, the only thing that could potentially break them up is jealousy. Now, before we go ahead and move on with the rest of that segment, I want to stop right there because it's mighty interesting that she says that, and then Kenya Moore comes out with her show, and she says that she felt like it was actual jealousy between Porsha and on Porsha's end with Shamia, and the way that Porsha questioned Shamia allegedly on camera on a scene that didn't air when they all filmed together. And so I just thought it was interesting. The timing is kind of like divine timing that would align like that. But you just had a big falling out with your best friend. And so is she saying that Shamia's jealous of her? Like, what did you think? Did you pick up anything from that? Because to me, that was like a sign, I think.
You mean like Portia saying that maybe there's jealousy between them two when there may
Between
be
Britt
some.
and Kelly, but she says nothing should come between best friends like that unless it's
Oh,
something
oh,
else
oh,
like
oh, oh,
jealousy.
okay.
So
You
that kind of
know, I
piqued my
just,
interest.
I am a Portia girl. But I just,
Really?
I've always liked Portia. Now here lately, I look at her like, huh, but she's warmed up to me more towards the end. I'm just not too pleased with her performance of this season.
Mhm.
I expected different. I expected like, okay, I'm mother of this show. Let me come in with these new girls and show you how to do it. But I feel like she's kind of maneuvering a few steps back.
I
Um,
mean, damn, Cortez. Before you get started, I just want to say, damn, at least Deshaun Snow season 1 gave us tears on the end of the bed when she didn't raise all that money, and Portia ain't gave us none of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. I haven't been here for some of the previous reviews, but her relationship with Shamia is very interesting. And I mean, they highlighted it on this season when she didn't go to her wedding. I thought that was a little off. Also, all the things they highlight on this show back to season 9. I don't understand that best friendship. I'm surprised that now they're having a true rift because I would have thought by now they would no longer be friends, but they've made it this far. So maybe they're one of them friendships that truly can just come back. But as far as jealousy, um, I don't think Portia's jealous of Shamia. I mean, could she be? Yes. I just think that Portia got other things going on in terms of like she's just that like Shamia is just not really important to her. That's what I think. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because the first moment that, and I think they're only really like close now or trying to come out that way, is because she doesn't have Simon anymore. When they had Simon, I think things were good, but now she doesn't have anything to occupy her time and space, and that's probably why it's coming off as jealousy.
Mm. I just thought it was interesting that Portia would say that was one of the things that comes between best friends. Portia will take a dig, and I
Yeah.
think that Portia, in my opinion, was saying that is something that Shamia wanted, and then Kenya adds context which is like, whoa, where did that come from? As the context that Porsha allegedly said to Shamia, "What are you doing? Like, why are you like trying to like insert yourself on this show? This is my bag. This is my thing. You do your thing."
Well, I believe that. I mean,
Well, I
what
believe
Shamia
that
said, I believe
wholeheartedly.
it.
I believe it
I don't
too.
think I don't think Shamia is a liar.
I don't
Now
think Shamia
I think
jealous,
things about
but
Shamia, but I do believe that that was something that Porsha may have said because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Shamia did they want Shamia like season 10? I believe.
they wanted Shamia. I know that they wanted Shamia for sure. The one season that I know for sure that they wanted her was season 10, and she filmed a lot of season 10.
Yeah.
And at the beginning you could tell she was filming as a wife, and then towards the end it was like a friend when they realized Gerald wasn't going to sign off on it.
Yeah. No, exactly what you're saying, and I know it was a Gerald thing.
Mm-hmm. But
But
then
I
to
think
find out
Shamia's done
throughout the
great.
rest of it,
She's
I'm
done
sorry.
great for a first time housewife, even though she's been a friend of. Most friends don't transition well to housewives, and I think she's actually done really great. So no
I will
issue.
say this: she's transitioned better to Marlo. I think that there are
Yes,
areas, yeah, in leaps and
yes.
bounds better than Marlo.
My God, better than Kiana. I mean, that baby, anybody can do
Oh,
better
don't go there
than
with me. Oh my God.
Kiana.
Yes.
Anybody could do better than Kiana. No shade. I'm just saying.
Oh God. Well, you know what? I'm not supposed to open my big old mouth.
Let me be quiet though.
Did you want to be quiet?
I said I'll be quiet. You don't have to, of course.
No, I was gonna say you want me. Well, what y'all not gonna get the same K this season. That's what I got. You're not getting
Okay,
the
well,
same
listen,
K
I'm
this
ready.
season.
I'm ready to see it. Listen,
I
because
think
what
I
I
think they were.
heard,
Go ahead. What
I
you heard?
heard that she had to figure some stuff out
Mm-hmm.
and figure out because she knew she was on a chopping block. So
She had to figure some stuff out. And I also think she was moving that way last season. This is not what I heard. This is what I think just from
that man,
watching it. She moving one way because of that man, but also because she was very cautious about looking like or coming off to be like some like, y'all call Monique all kinds of ghetto hood rats and all that stuff for fighting. And because she defended herself in a fight, she didn't want to come off aggressive and all of those things. And, just like in it because people would have tried to peg her as that, even though I think the two situations are completely different. They, once you fight on these shows, it's a tricky web to navigate. Then you got a boyfriend or whoever he is that's old as hell and don't want you to do it no way. I think she was going through a lot, but I heard y'all not getting the same K this season.
that's
And
great because
yeah,
I don't want the same K.
I don't either
I
because
want,
that's not what
want
I liked Kay as a friend when she was a friend. Like she was like reading people and stuff. I was like, okay, girl, bring her. But then,
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. As far as Porsha and Shamia is concerned, I don't think Shamia is jealous of Porsha. I do think though that
Why would she be jealous of Porsha?
I don't know, but I mean Porsha's the one said it on the show, on the thing, not me. I don't think Shamia is jealous of Porsha, but I do think that when you do not appear to be supportive of someone who wants the same thing that you have, people get that twisted because they don't have it and you have it. They think that you're jealous because you have it when it's like, no, I want it, but I want it for me, not out of jealousy to you. Like, I don't want it because you have it. I want it because I have things that I like to do with the platform as well. I see how it's transformed your life, and I know it can bring opportunity to me too. And we are legitimate best friends. Why wouldn't you want me to have that opportunity? I think that the side eye for me on that whole situation regarding Shamia being on the show goes to Porsha for me. For my little side eye, honey. Now, as we are talking about that, Britt visits Kelly, and Kelly talks about her divorce, and Britt's like, yeah. Okay,
Exactly.
I ain't going to talk about that. And Kelly then goes ahead and asks Britt, what does she think about dinner? So I saw a lot of tweets and people saying that Britt was kind of like being self-absorbed, and I can see why you would say that because she did not appear interested
at the dinner or in the scene.
In this scene with Kelly.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't appear to be She could have. I think she appeared to be self-absorbed because she wasn't really interested, but I don't think that the action was self-absorbed because she didn't listen to Kelly and what Kelly said and said, "Let's talk about dinner." Kelly asked Britt, "What do you think about the dinner?" So when you ask me, I can go ahead and be honest about how I feel about it because even though you just did all this trauma dumping on me about what's going on in your divorce, you opened the door for me to be honest about how I felt about the night prior. You get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
I mean, and let's be clear, it ain't like she just found out that moment that she was getting divorced. This is an ongoing thing.
Yeah, for 3
So
years.
it's not like the emotion just is like just fresh. It's not saying it's gonna go away. And I'm not being, insensitive to that because I've gone through it, but I mean breakups, whatever. But I mean, it's been going on for a while. It ain't like it's just, this husband of her child, she better than me.
Yeah, I wouldn't have, like, sometimes you could recognize where a friend needs that moment for just them, and you just, okay, I'll hold off on it. But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell your ass.
This come in from Crystal exactly. She wasn't self-absorbed because she came in to discuss their friendship, not that girl 2-year-old divorce. I agree. Like, that's hello.
I'm going to talk about that.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, not the elephant from 5 years ago.
Hey, ooh, girl, ain't you getting divorced today at 12? You'll be all right.
Right.
Let's talk about the dinner. So they talk about the dinner, and Britt says she felt as if Kelly did not have her back. Britt doesn't like that Kelly let Shamia try her as if she is cheap, especially when she asked the ladies what a good amount for a donation was. Now, Kelly points out things like, you got your whole team BBLs and you're pulling up in Rolls Royces and going shopping for cars every 6 months. Girl, I think that's a little crazy that you put it at $250 for a donation and 3 rolls of paper towels. I have to agree. I don't donation shame, Courtez, but I do have to agree that if you are doing these things, right, everybody can do what they want to do with their money. Don't get me wrong. But when you see people claim to be Atlanta's elite and claim to have all of this money and, be so well off, and they're going shopping, they're buying this, they're buying that. And when it gets time for a donation, the donation is $250 in a big old empty box with 3 rolls of toilet tissue. And then you lie and say, oh, my man's coming to drop it off in about an hour and got Shamia outside waiting on a donation that never came. I think that you do deserve to be called into question in this particular portion of their discussion about what that's about, because that's totally inconsistent with what you present on camera and what you present to me as a friend. Like, girl, you getting everybody BBLs. It leads to me, like, if you have to ask somebody what an appropriate donation amount is, you know what you're about to give us some bullshit. That's what I think.
I completely agree. I don't like to, I hate to be a person to be like, well, you do this. So, but that's the reality of the situation when you present yourself in a way, the expectation of you. I mean, you set those expectations. Now you don't have to give a dime if you don't want to.
Absolutely.
But in this moment and in this space where you are saying you coming off so fabulous and you got everybody BBLs or whatever she got in Miami. She said she got, I don't know what it was, a team.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to ask how much. This is like when I go out to eat. Don't ask me. I'm not gonna ask somebody what y'all giving in the tip. I'm giving what I want to give. And not only am I giving what I want to give, I'm gonna give something that I feel is based off of what I can and what I come off as. I feel like I'm not even giving no damn dollar. I'm gonna give you a good 10.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, and so in this moment, I just feel like she dead ass wrong. Kind of what Phaedra said. I honestly felt like everybody should be giving about $1,000. This group, I feel like they make enough to where they could have gave $1,000. Hell, at least $500. I mean, $250. I should have been donated at this point. That's
like, what is that?
Maybe send me a little cash app or Zelle for $250 because if that's dang.
As a trip planner, that'll almost get you uninvited.
Yeah, it's kind of tacky, and like she shouldn't have had to ask.
She shouldn't have had to ask.
She's wrong.
She knew she was wrong when she asked.
But I did not like the way that Shamia was being passive aggressive to her.
Because Shamia was definitely being mean.
She was, and that's fine. And that's why I was like, you know what? I do see Shamina, because Shamina came out at that table only because it's like, okay, you can be upset at something and whatever. If they had a conversation, whether they did or it didn't, don't try to be shady about it. But if you're gonna be shady about it, then when you called out, just own it. Don't act like you're not trying to be shady. Because as Scorpios, we're not very receptive of that. Like,
I would have lost.
You can be shady to me, And if I call it out, I would expect you to own it. If you don't, now I'm mad. Now I'm ready to fight.
Well,
Because it's like,
bullshit.
yeah,
It would have been a moment.
exactly. Because you know what you're trying to do.
You know exactly what you damn doing.
So yeah, I didn't like that whole moment within. So they could have went about it a better way. They could have probably. I mean, I know it's Housewives. I get it, but if they wanted to salvage the friendship with Britt, they probably could have went about it a different way and been like, listen, you wrong. You should have did this, but not being passive aggressive at a table. Like, that's just too much.
Prognosis says, "Oh, you're a fellow Scorpio. Hey, we're both Scorpios." Prognosis, I hope that explains
actually,
a bit
me
about.
and Phaedra have the same birthday.
wait, you're October though, right?
Yeah, October 26th.
Okay, I don't know why I thought she was in November.
No. Ain't that crazy. I'm a little less crazy.
I ain't claiming her ass, but I just thought, but yes, Prognosis, hopefully that explains a couple of things that you've seen since joining this channel. As I'm a Scorpio. But and I think that when you talk about Shamia, it's easy to recognize where the problem lies with Shamia, but also easy to call her out for the way that she went about the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that goes into her, that's a layer into her and Porsha's relationship, if you ask me, because obviously she said, well, she said a couple of weeks ago when Angela was trying to break up that friendship that she's allegedly afraid to talk to Porsha about certain things. And the way that she expressed herself was not in a way that was direct and not in a way that feels comfortable having direct confrontation with people, especially when one of your best friend out here whipping everybody's ass, and then you got a girl got a pistol and a whip. So the best thing she could do was just slam a couple of dresser drawers and take shots, because it's like, fuck, how am I going to get over this one? I think that Shamia's issue was rooted in elitism, because this is that's look at your donation. However, the Real Housewives of Atlanta is supposed to be Atlanta's elite, so I didn't have a problem with her issue. I don't like how she went about it.
Yeah, I didn't either. Shamia clearly has an issue with a couple of things. She has an issue with expressing herself. She, whereas she seems to have a big personality and she speaks her mind, she seems to kind of be a little afraid to just clear the air. And she also seems to talk to other people about her issues than the actual person. We saw with Porsha clearly, and clearly she talked to someone else about Britt. I'm sure she told Kelly immediately.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't think that's where Britt and Kelly's relationship ended, though. No.
And that's funny that you say that she talks to everybody else, because she's been mad at Porsha for 10 years.
And listen, let's be clear. If you did not come to my wedding,
you ain't gonna never be right.
If you didn't come to my wedding, you my best friend, I'm sorry. We may be okay, but I could not forgive you for that.
Don't always be bad.
And so that's why I know that Shamia has a lot of built up anger. So this relationship between her and Porsha is not necessarily Porsha being just jealous. It's Shamia just being mad. So they just have all this. It's just crazy right now.
I'm trying to figure out what Shantae talking about. Glad y'all now.
You can't be my best friend and not come to my wedding. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'd be getting mad folks going to my birthday, and I'm 35, child. I got to grow up at some point, right? But until then.
No, don't play with me. We love our birthday. How you going to give me a birthday gift on my birthday?
Right. Like,
my birthday. Don't. Yes, Antonio's in the room. Hey, Antonio.
Antonio. Hey, Shantae. Okay, look at that. Reunion.
Yes, as you mentioned, Britt felt like Kelly and Shamia were both being passive aggressive. That she's absolutely right. They were. Britt said, "This is not about donations. Let's keep it real. It's about Kelly not wanting Britt to use her entourage." Britt hosted a meeting with Kelly's entourage behind Kelly's back, and Britt says it's not giving bestie if you're going to go ahead and share information in front of everybody instead of with me privately when we're supposed to be besties, and people have an issue with me, and instead of letting me hang out to dry and be a learning lesson in front of the entire group. The entire group was going to attack Britt anyway, but Britt does have a point in regards to, damn, you can tell me? I think that's because Britt and Kelly are forcing this bestiehood as opposed to just saying we're getting to know each other, because it feels like I think Kelly said that she met Britt a year before the show. So I don't think they were besties. And
No.
Kelly seems to just be uber friendly. So the way that she befriends me and like treated me when we became friends, I can see her doing that with a lot of different people when she becomes friends with them. Like that's
Baby,
just
Kelly just go wherever she just
it
go.
seems like Kelly. I don't know.
She
You know
just
what I
her
mean?
heels just be leaning to the left, leaning to the right. She just be everywhere, child. Kelly, but we see it from the beginning. First of all, I never thought that her and Britt were best friends. Let's be
They
clear.
don't. They're
I
not.
would
That's not
never
Kelly
have.
kind of girl.
I don't care. No, they don't give. They gave. Okay, we newbies. Oh my God, we're gonna come in and storm. That's what I got. Like
Let's
I
stick
didn't really get.
together. Us
Yeah,
against them.
let's stick together because we got then all of a sudden, one of them found a little more friendship in one of the, Shamia's not an old head, but she been around, and she at this moment, Shamia is that girl. So Kelly found that in her. She ain't need Brit no more. That's just what it was.
Yeah, Housewives from my housewife says, I like Kelly though. I mean, I like Kelly too. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think that now that we're into this part of the season, if I was to ship any two as friends ships and relationships and best ship, it wouldn't be Britt and Kelly. Britt doesn't seem like Kelly's kind of girl. They seem like they would be good surface friends, but Kelly and Britt don't seem like a bestie match.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Besties are sometimes opposite of each other.
Mhm.
If you see one of my best friends, you'd be like, huh? Because we're similar in ways, but we're different in personality.
Mhm.
So opposites attract. It's relationships. I don't think that's necessarily a thing to look at, but I could see them being best friends if they just had like some past, some longevity or something about them. But based off this show, no, they're on TV. They both are trying to be somewhat of a star. I like Kelly, but Kelly, she does like she's a little over the top. I think she's actually more over the top than she probably is on a normal basis. That goes for the team. That goes for the outfits, the confessionals. She clearly has came in with the way to be like, I'm gonna make sure my first season is not my worst looking season because she wants to, and Brit too. They both seem like they kind of did a little studying on how to try to come in because they look a lot better than Drew did on her first season. I'm just saying.
I mean, listen, Drew is a friend to the show, but they look a lot better than Drew kind of do now sometimes too.
Drew didn't get it together to like her third season, I
I feel
think.
like this is the first season Drew done had it together
Maybe,
for me.
maybe.
You know that. Yeah, I can't hold you. I'm not gonna lie. Just because we interviewed the girl, I felt like this was her best looking season and her best season. And it really was because she sat back and let people attack her for like stuff that didn't make any sense, which is smart. Um
Yeah.
Now what do you think about Kelly and Britt in this whole
The Glam Squad.
the glam squad of it all?
I think this is why in relationships, whether it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, or friendship, you should always have your own identity as well as your own things. I think that you can be a best friend with somebody, but sharing something for too long can always come with a problem. There is no way that y'all didn't have the closest relationship and y'all are sharing the same glam squad or whatever for a long period of time. Now she did say, Kelly said that she made it seem like she allowed Britt to use her for like some instances, but it seems like they were really working for Britt. And if you go on social media, which we all know Paris, I mean, if you've been around, you know who Paris is, right? It seems like what Britt is saying is true versus Kelly. I don't know because Paris is kind of supporting Britt a little more than Kelly. I don't know.
Now, I think Kelly got rid of Paris as a stylist.
Yeah, I can. You can. I mean, clearly she's
Okay,
supporting.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I don't know. Honestly, don't know who to believe, and I think that my thing with it is there should have been a conversation had from Kelly's end if Kelly didn't want Britt to use the
yeah,
stylist and the glam squad or whatever on a consistent basis. Like that's a hard conversation to have.
yeah.
But sometimes you just have to set that boundary. Like, hey, listen, I love you, girl, but these my people. I need them with me at all times. I trust them, and we can help you find somebody. But I don't feel comfortable sharing that. And then, however you feel about it after that is up to you. It doesn't sound like Kelly had that conversation and was clear
Mhm.
about not wanting to share with
Yeah.
people. But when it comes to like trades and all types of occupations and stuff like that. Like I think it's presumptuous to feel that way. Like you don't own people, and them people trying to make a check and get a coin too.
Exactly.
So I don't.
And that's kind of what Paris said on social media, like on his
Yeah,
post. He said
yeah,
that he was just like, I'm listen, I work for several people. He worked for Marlo. Like I'm here for a check, so
right.
you know.
And as long as you don't put me in the same thing that you put her in, then
Yeah.
we good. As long as you do my makeup like how I like my makeup and hair done, and don't give me the Brit special or don't give me the Kelly special, then I'm okay. I mean, if you're gonna put me in big old gold bangles, she better have no big old gold bangles tonight. Like,
I think that they style Brit better than Kelly, actually.
And I heard, well, allegedly, that is, I think on the after show they were saying that was part of the problem for Kelly. Like Kelly got mad that Britt looked amazing, her pictures came out great, and Kelly was
Yeah.
in her feelings about it.
I don't like Brit like that, but I don't think she looks bad. Kelly be looking, she be looking like a lot of things. I don't know. I can never tell what her aesthetic is. I'm not sure if it's like Mormon or goth or is it like
Then
drag.
one of
I
her
don't know.
looks was old Baby Parks, the pearls down and the soup and
It
all
be
that.
everywhere. I don't get it. Yeah. But I do agree. Yes, she should have garden home exactly. I think that if whatever it was, Kelly, the whole moral of this, you have to communicate, and you need to let somebody know like what it is. If you let this girl use your glam, you should let it be known that listen, you can use her, but whatever, or try to help her find somebody else. But
I prefer you find somebody else.
that's what I would prefer. First of all, you can use my glam for while we here, but I would hope you would be using my glam when we get back to Atlanta. That's my mentality. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but get your own damn glam.
I would
Just
hope that
like
you
they
would.
out here looking like what's her name? What's Mia's best friend that was using her toothpaste and using her deodorant?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
Oh,
Jacqueline is Brittany. Is what they making it seem like.
well, listen, Paris obviously has stuck with Britt. I don't know if he bet on the right horse or not. Maybe Britt will use him, use Paris. I don't know what Paris's pronouns are, but use Paris throughout, whatever else she has going on. But it doesn't look like it'll be for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And we'll talk about that in just a few moments as well, Courtez.
Uh-oh.
Do you think that Kelly was trying to embarrass Britt in front of the entire group? I don't think that.
At the table?
Kelly just said, maybe she doesn't know what. I don't know. What do you think about what Kelly said?
Like embarrass her at the table?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't think she was either. I thought that she went pretty light.
Shamia was.
Oh, Shamia was coming for that ass.
Yeah.
But I think that Kelly went light on her considering, but she also, it was like Kelly, I feel like Kelly was throwing the group a bone and doing Britt a favor. Like, listen, I'm not gonna go hard on you like that, but I gotta say something. They're gonna be calling me a lap dog, girl. So I'm just, let me have this.
I don't think they would be calling her a lap dog.
Huh?
I don't think they would have been calling her. She could just.
Everybody else on social media is. Do you agree?
Wait, you saying that she's a lapdog?
No, I'm not saying that, but everybody on social media is saying that Shamia is Porsha's lapdog and Kelly is Shamia's lapdog.
Oh well, yes. But she still kind of proved that she was a lapdog. Oh yeah. I thought you meant like a lapdog to Brim. Like, nah, they wouldn't think that. No. No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. This reunion is gonna be interesting to see.
I really wish that Britt would have showed up to that reunion.
I'm so mad that she did.
Oh, we got robbed. Britt was going to get eviscerated at the.
You think so?
She would have fought back though, which would have been like interesting to watch. Because I think that Britt, and that's interesting because people are saying, "Oh, now y'all like Britt. Now y'all like Britt."
Who like Britt?
Not me. Well, as far as on the show, I don't know her personally, but as far as the show is concerned, I don't. But let me just say this, right? When it comes to that, it comes from coming from content creators, reviewers, bloggers and everything. I can only speak for myself, right? But for me, everything that I critique Brit on, I stand by those critiques. So my thing is, I'm not just going to say a person is right just because I love them, contrary to popular belief. I have a lot of faith. Well, I don't have a lot of faves actually, But even for my faves, if you're right, you're right, and if you're wrong, you're wrong. And then after that, comma, that's still my favorite. I'm still here with them, and I'm still stand them down at the end of the day. Period. With Brit, she was wrong for at least 13 episodes this season. She's
Oh
been
yeah,
right the last two. So if I can call her wrong for all of those
she would
13
have been right
episodes,
last two.
I
She just
she ain't really been right. She just kind of had a point.
yeah
I'm gonna say, oh, you know what? She has a point here because there will be no way that we could sit and watch Shamia take shots in front of that girl, slam doors and cabinets in front of that girl, and do all of that stuff and not call out her being call out Shamia for being passive aggressive. That is
yeah
crazy. What I think is even crazier is for the people who ride for the girls and don't call them out at all. And then when they
yeah
do something that they deem is right, see everybody. I told you she was right all along. Now y'all want to no, no, no. No, we don't. And no, we're not. She's been wrong. She is wrong. She's going to be wrong again. Today, she just so happened to be slightly right.
yeah.
So there's that. And that was with love to the people. Just wanted to let y'all know that ain't nobody hating on Brit ass.
Nah, I don't think so. Brit is.
You'll be surprised. Yeah. Um. All right. Kelly and Shamia come out dressed alike. Angela says, "Ooh, Brit ain't gonna like this shit." So she was happy to see them doing that. Do you think Brit was mad when she saw those two dressed alike? I don't know what they would be called because I know Porsha called Brit and Kelly Ren and Stimpy. So
I don't know what you would call them.
I know what you call Porsha and Phaedra.
Well, freaking frack, but
no, Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, do not do Phaedra like that. Not my Faye. I really wish they wouldn't have brought her back.
You messed it because how you know who Pumbaa is?
Well, because I mean, one is. I'm just saying. No, you're not loving some Phaedra, but I wish they would have just waited to bring her back. At least not bring her back as a full cast. Everything she could.
They should have gave her the bells and whistles. They should have
Yeah.
had her guest. And you know what I also said, Courtez, and I wonder what you think about this. I think that what really ruined Phaedra's return to Real Housewives of Atlanta is her jumping the gun and having her reality television return being married to Madison. That ruined it.
It was really quick, and she didn't show up to that reunion either. So it was just like, okay, she had a lot to answer for over there. But then it's literally back to back. We got this person leaving here, and then we got this same person here, and she's acting like nothing ever happened. Like she didn't just come from a whole 2 seasons with these other women. That's what it should have been next season. As like with all the bells and whistles.
You should have waited. Now I will say, let me tell you something, okay? Shantae just commented such a deep cut in the lounge.
Where?
You have to know your stuff to know that. Shantae says that the two were dressed like Cephas and Reese's. Now, you know what that is?
No.
No. I'm gonna probably drop a video. Cephas and Reese's.
Let me look. Maybe I know the reference without the name.
Yeah. In Living Color, they used to I don't know why she think they like Cephas and Reese's, but I just love a Cephas. The fact that we got a Cephas and Reese's reference.
That is not how you spell the name. Okay, I know what it is.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
I remember that moment, but I never knew their name. I knew the reference.
Oh my God. Why would she reference that? That is crazy. Yes, In Living Color, yes. Oh my God. Those two were funny to me. What song was it they were singing? She say, Cephas, what? Oh my God. That show, anyway, stuff legends are made up. All right. Porsha gives Shamia her big ass hat to do the photo shoot. So I guess that was like, now they besties again. I don't know, but she gave her big ass hat.
Well, they cool, remember? She said they talk.
Yeah. She said the Queen of Kenya, and I, for 5 seconds, was hoping. Even though I knew it wasn't going to be Kenya. Kenya was going to pop out and just shake it up, but it wasn't. Now, I heard something in that segment, and the only reason why I wrote it down is because everybody was saying, yes, Shamia, your body is T-girl, you look good. And then Porsha says, especially to have had a baby. Huh?
I don't know if I heard it special, but I did hear a reference about because I don't remember that it could be, but I remember her. I do remember her referencing having a baby.
Ooh,
Like,
who
ooh,
had
girl,
a baby?
I thought it was more like, ooh, girl, and you had a baby. Like, basically, you look good because you
Who?
who.
Shamia had a damn baby. Did
Well,
Shamia have a
she
baby?
did have a baby. She didn't have the last baby.
She carried
That's
Shia.
She carried the first child, no? Yeah.
I thought she had. I thought Shia was surrogate. No, she carried Shia.
Both were surrogates.
I don't know. That's why I wrote it down because I knew the lounge was gonna get it right for us.
Child,
I
don't give me the line.
let
I
me
don't know.
let me just look.
What Porsha say? I ain't got time to be worried about what's in your stomach. She told what's her
Lauren,
name?
that
Lauren
isn't that crazy that she would say, man.
yeah, she carried the first one, but I was like
Oh,
she didn't carry the last
oh,
the one that was slung across the room in cold.
oh. I was so alarmed. I was like, oh no.
Yeah. I think you know how women and people are. They should be like, you look so good. You had a baby. I
Oh yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
tell.
Of course. Then that's fair game. I just couldn't remember for the
Yeah.
life of me whether or not Shamia actually carried.
No, she didn't carry the last child. No,
Yeah.
she's the same surrogate as Katie.
Okay, I'm here. I see it now.
They sure were
Oh,
pregnant around the same. They were pregnant around the same time. That is
yeah.
very true.
Shamia. I think Shamia had
I-
her baby first, then Porsha, then Kenya, because they were all pregnant around the same time.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
think Shamia had it, and and Porsha and Kenya were still pregnant. I remember that picture where like they were together, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, they're pregnant together," and we don't get to see it. Oh, Lord Jesus, I was mortified. So from there, the girls go to job, pum, 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 pum. Now you have been everywhere in the world. You done been around the world, and yeah, honey.
I ain't been at all.
Have you been to jab?
No.
Okay, would you go?
I'm just kind of like I don't mind island-esque trips, but kind of bored of them, But would I go? Yes. Would I? I wouldn't plan it and go. I would go if someone invited me. But if it was me planning a trip, no. It did look fun though. I that oil and stuff. I think that's what I would look forward to the most is the jab piece of it. But everything else looked like I was in Jamaica.
Antonio says Shamia had Shia like 5 years ago, so the comment may have been a little bit unnecessary. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, Shamia does look amazing though. From there, the girls do jab. They come back, and it seems like everything has been bonded and healed up until the next episode. From there, all hell is gonna break loose the next 2 weeks, you guys. So buckle. I mean, like, all hell is gonna break loose on this show in the next 2 weeks.
Is it the finale in 2 weeks?
Yeah, finale is 17.
Okay, so next week
and 16 and 17. Yeah, 16
okay.
sets.
Ooh. And I guess the next, I guess the closeout feud is Kelly and Britt, right?
Y'all gonna get Angela and Phaedra too.
Okay, well I knew that was brewing, so is
that? Oh yeah, Angela and Phaedra, and Kelly and Britt. Yeah.
You know what? I'm looking forward to that because I love me some Phaedra. I've always been a Phaedra advocate. That's my girl. But she has been kind of like a lot of unnecessary commentary. And I ain't gonna lie to you, considering that she left Married to Medicine on a whole, those girls are mean and they like this. She's kind of doing the same thing to me with these girls on this cast. Like she kind of coming off like a Heavenly or a Simone, very judgmental about a lot of things. And
she treats the new girls like the Married to Medicine doctors treat the wives.
Yeah. Like I feel like she's them, and then she think they sweet tea.
Speaking of which, everybody's favorite Sweet Tea will be back next week on Bravo.
Prognosis, you have to know who I am. I am a Phaedra stan. I am a Porsha stan. However,
that's how we met.
In this current moment, like I still love them. They just haven't really been that pleasing to watch,
And someone last week got their loud, ignorant ass in my comments. And so, yeah, that's it, just like that. I was hoping they would show up tonight
What
I did
happened?
not block them for that very reason. So if they see this, your loud, ignorant ass was in my comments being loud and wrong.
Who?
Uh, uh, don't worry, we'll talk about it.
Okay, you're right.
And Cortez, me and Cortez met back when the Atlanta girls were the Atlanta girls, and my foot was on Phaedra and Porsha net back then, wasn't that?
Listen, I was Team Phaedra, he was Team Kenya. We was on Facebook arguing down in the comments.
In the comment, but we actually had in-person arguments over it too.
In the comment. We know each other personally, but
Yeah.
on Facebook, it was over Phaedra and Kenya. So it is what it is. I love her to death, but I can't agree with some of it. I can't agree with what I'm watching, and I don't like what I'm watching for both of them. I'll say that. But I will support them until they just do something that's just dog wrong.
If they ever come in here again while we on it, I want this to be very loud and clear. If they ever come in here again, I'm gonna make it loud and clear and be known who the hell I'm talking about. And that's just that on that.
I support it. I have blocked many people from my channel as well. Yeah, I don't mind, chat.
Yeah, I will. They're gonna get blocked after I cuss that ass out in person. Yeah, so that's gonna happen. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and open up the phone lines. As we're opening up the phone lines, that means that you guys will give us a call in. Tell us what you're thinking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta and any of the tea that you heard over the weekend, because it was a bunch of tea. Now, I'm going to go ahead, Courtez, and ask you, because you have not been on the record. On the record, what are you thinking about Britt Eady skipping the reunion and then going ahead and filing that $20 million lawsuit heard around the world?
I think it's Bravo's karma.
Oh,
yeah. I think they should have got rid of her when they whatever it is to Kenya, they did the same thing to her. But they kept her for whatever reason. They tried to spin it, make her look good, and come to find out, they are. I don't know where this is gonna go. I see comments, people saying that she has, a very valid court case or lawsuit or whatever. And so I think it's some bull because, it just goes to show you that Bravo did not cover their ends. I remember when all this came out, people were talking about how they felt like, they got rid of Kenya to basically for legal reasons, so that it wouldn't become a lawsuit. But they got rid of Kenya and it's now a lawsuit still. I
feel like she was going to file it anyway.
Huh?
I think that the way that it would, if we go off of what the rumors and everything that we've heard, she was going to file that lawsuit anyway. She threatened, allegedly, they're saying she threatened them mid-filming, which is why they had that small halt and they got rid of Kenya because it was like, oh, okay, she's not going to want to talk this out and do these things. She wants to get legal or whatever. So we'll go ahead and pacify her, or do the right thing in our minds and get rid of Kenya, because at this point they didn't get rid of Britt, right, for whatever the reason. And if they hadn't got rid of Britt, then none of this would be happening. However, because they didn't get rid of Britt, Kenya stays and does that. They're thinking probably they're going to talk it out, and then Britt allegedly threatens to file then, so they got rid of Kenya, right? Then she films this season. I just think that it was going to happen regardless of whether or not they kept her next season or not. Yeah. Eventually, she was going to end up filing.
Yeah, I didn't think she was coming back next season. Just so they led us to believe. If you watch the after show, when it aired, mid-season, I thought even before the after show, just how the direction was going, the Twitter, the comments. Kenya saying that Porsha was a traitor. I thought that Porsha was going to be the reason that Britt would be okay, because it seemed like that they had found some kind of friendship. If y'all don't know, if y'all remember this, social media, like Porsha was supporting Britt. Kenya came back and was like traitor. I remember all this happening. Like,
remember, she was the true embodiment of what a real housewife is what Porsha said about Britt.
Yeah, Porsha was like, so I'm just confused on how we got here, because I thought we was going to end this season seeing a freaking frack moment between, or a trio between Britt, Phaedra, and Porsha, but that's not what we got.
You're going to get a little bit of that next week, Courtez, just a little bit.
Oh, well, child.
This is what I think. I don't know anything, and I'm gonna let Sean on so she can get her thoughts in. I
Okay.
don't know anything. This is not alleged.
Uh-oh. Is it Sean, like Sean that we know?
Yeah, it's that Sean.
Oh
Sean.
Lord, what's she finna come on
Um,
here and say?
I don't know. You never know what Sean's gonna say. She's a loaded gun, baby. Um, but I feel, in my opinion, no facts, right? I'm like Alexia. I don't need facts. I don't need, because I believe it in my heart or whatever, right? But I Porsha is like Andy. I feel like she may be Andy's girl, right? Like Andy loves her, like how Nene was Andy's girl. I
Mhm.
think Porsha's the new Nene for Andy. And maybe that friendship was born out of keep her close, because I don't know what she's gonna say or do.
Yeah.
You keep her close and you stick around her and make sure that she's good and walk her through this process, and you be with her and you guide her through this process, hang out with her,
It
build
didn't
a
work.
relationship with her, do whatever you got to do to make sure that hoe don't file a lawsuit.
It didn't work.
It didn't work
And even and
because
even even in the after show, just watching
they don't
it,
like her.
it seemed very inauthentic.
They barely speak to her. They talk over her. Um, and I don't know if they've edited stuff out or what, but it just their chemistry is all off. And then not only that, then you have the report where people alleges that um, Britt got into an argument with co-stars right before the reunion. Britt says that she finally saw the footage. It wasn't her on that footage. If you feel that Portia is Andy's girl and was assigned to her to stick with her and like monitor her, kind of like, mentor her, monitor her,
Mhm.
right? The only people that she was cool with at this time were Portia, Phaedra, and Cynthia, the OGs who have been through bad reunions, and trying to convince her to stick it out and tough it out. That girl, Britt didn't stick it out. She didn't tough it out. She didn't show up, and she filed a lawsuit. Hey, that's Sean.
Hey,
Hey,
What's
Sean.
Pete?
I tried to call in last week, but the link kept freezing.
I'm sorry about that. What you want to talk about last weekend? This week? Go ahead.
No, just the one little part that y'all were arguing about.
Mm.
Who?
You kept saying that no, was it Drew or Angela? One of them two started it with Shamia, calling her the lapdog. But if you paid attention, Shamia kept spreading a rumor around about Dennis, and she kept saying little things in the confessionals about hot dogs and jumping on Dennis and all that. Shamia, she needed to be called that because she kept that rumor and all that mess going. So that's why they got on her. Drew didn't start that. It was Shamia that started it by asking the question in the first place. That wasn't your business. That was Porsche business to bring up to Drew, and it should have stayed at Porsche. Okay, that's the one part. Um, I kind of feel what Kelly is kind of talking about this glam squad. It seems like Britt overstayed her welcome. She just probably lent them for a day or so, and she just kept going and kept going. I get the feeling that Britt is a user,
Mm.
and she used it up into her advantage, and then tried to take them from her. So I kind of feel what she's saying, because if we got two different, I know they independent contractors, but if we go into the same event, they better come to me first. And if they got time to go to you, they go to you. But get your own people, then it wouldn't have been no fighting or anything. And all the rest of that don't even matter. I'm good. All right.
All right. Thank you. So last week, me and I believe it was Tori B were having a discussion about. I brought up the fact that Angela called Shamia a lapdog episode 2. So I felt that it was calculated, and I felt that it was like odd for her to do that. And I asked, what did Shamia do for Angela to call Shamia, someone that she did not know, a lapdog by episode 2? So that was what Sean felt that
Okay.
Shamia had did. Now, my question to Sean would be, because Sean said she had to go. My question to Sean would be, if Shamia was carrying it through her confessionals, then that would mean that technically Angela would not have known until she saw the show. So to me, if you ask the question once and you get it out there, and then you don't really keep it up, then I don't think that is lapdog behavior. I think that Shamia did exhibit lapdog behavior throughout the season. I just don't think she exhibited anything for me to call her a lapdog by episode 2. So just like we say, Kelly was, gussied up and got somebody, she got Porsha, and Britt was coming for Kenya. I feel that they were calling Angela slow. Excuse me, it's not slow. They were calling Angela boring in the blogs, and Porsha was doing those lives saying that Angela needed to step it up, and Angela stepped it up, and that was her assessment. But I personally did not see how Angela came to that assessment by episode.
In the second episode.
That's all I was saying.
I mean, maybe I feel. I think it's more so. This is my assumption. Maybe she felt that way because she felt like coming to this season, everybody knew that Porsha was going to have some kind of somewhat of accountability for what the hell happened. You come in this season promoting a divorce from a relationship that people already had their own speculation on how it got started with 2, 3, 4 years ago, how long it was, right? So I think that the whole lapdog thing about Shamia was just that maybe she didn't hold her accountable when it was brought up in that second episode. Because I'm sure that Angela was privy to other conversations before that filming, they do film things beforehand.
No, we don't see it. They probably filmed a couple of weeks before we got to that.
Exactly. So I think that's probably why is that, maybe that was the first time Kelly had seen Porsha and she brought it up to her, but I'm pretty sure that was the first time the conversation about her taking somebody's man had come up. And of course, if your best friend's on the show and you married and you all about marriage, think about it. If you fast forward to when the whole thing happened and she said she heard Porsha say she would F her man and she was mad at Shamia, then she probably already had that thought. Because like, okay, you didn't hold her accountable then for this. And now she said she gonna F my man. You ain't saying that. And you married too. I think that's why you're married and why you letting someone do these things. That's why I think.
Listen, as Green Girl says, LOL, here we go again. We're not going to go there again because y'all not going to change my mind on it. Green Girl said,
oh.
Right? Well, we're not going to go there. Y'all know how I feel about it at this point, and I'm not changing on it. So that's how that is. And I love Still. I love y'all. Y'all in the lounge with me every week, and I appreciate it. Courtez, I am so happy to have had you here. Was there anything else that was going on in Atlanta? I think we touched everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here for the last few episodes, but I mean, everything I kind of mentioned.
Anything that you thought of the last before we go, just anything that stuck out to you?
I mean,
you haven't been here for the whole. You haven't even been like. Have you been here for the whole Angela, Shamia, Porsha thing? No,
I have not been here since, I don't know, it was before she said that she would F her husband.
What you think about that?
I mean, I didn't like the way that Porsha went on up to saying she said it, because clearly she said it. I don't think Angela would make it up. And even it's one of those things like you say, okay, maybe I was drunk. It's like, that's kind of tacky. That's very tacky.
I think their friends say that amongst friends, jokingly. Yeah. I don't think he was counting on getting busted. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And for me, although I know people would have wanted Shamia to say, Porsha, no, Chachi, that's my friend, and I don't know Angela like that, so whatever. Y'all deal with it. But that's me.
I agree. I mean, I don't think Shamia had to be like, because I mean, first of all, we are having a good time. We drinking at the pool. I ain't finna go on a whole soapbox and be like,
I just don't see anybody.
I'm a married woman, and I'm not finna do all that. But I'll be like
doing that, Courtez.
What I would have said was like, oh, that's low. Well, that's it.
All right, Selena.
I would have been like, that's low, because at least that I don't really agree with it, but I'm not gonna go on a whole soapbox.
Maybe not right then, but maybe we film a scene now. Be like, girl, now you need to go back and apologize to that girl.
Exactly. Something like that. But something like, I agree. Now, in that moment, after it was revealed that she knew, I do think somebody in that group could have been like, listen, you should
say something.
you should say something like,
Yeah.
if she heard you say that, you know, yeah, you said, ooh, she can't take it back. You probably meant it, but it's like, at least apologize in a way, be like, okay. It shouldn't have took Angela to be like, I ain't effing with y'all girls until, you know, for her to get an apology. Because Angela, she stood very strong. And I mean, Kelly too. All of them supposed to be married. They always just like, because now if she said it about them, then they'd be out here looking all crazy.
But do you think Angela would have stood up and said, that's not right?
I think Angela would have been like, I'm going to bed. I don't want to be
right. You girls are off.
Angela be like, I'm going to bed. I'm not going to be around for that. She would do something like that.
And I see it's not a joke. It's not funny. I get what y'all saying. It is not something to joke about. But people have said that shit in the past. I'd have probably said, she better. I know I've said it, girl, and that don't mean I actually do it, but bitch, you keep pissing me off. I'm a fucking man. Now leave me alone, ho.
Yeah.
Right? I just
and it did not help, like Crystal says, that she already has that view of her.
Now that's what the issue. That's what the issue comes in.
I think that's the real issue for me.
You have a history.
Is that you already come into this season. No, people think that you didn't took somebody else, man. You have that, you know, but I wouldn't be joking like that, sweet. Like, come on.
You can't joke about my man and let me hear it like that. I think it's twofold. I just think that people don't look at the other side of the issue, which is like the actual friend group portion of it. I think that people, I think, how can I put it? I think that people in our society today, and I'm glad that we have the language for things, and I'm glad that we are able to express things. So the word accountable is something very big in society and language today, and holding people accountable and being accountable for our own actions. Accountability. But I think that the realism in the accountability piece is something that misses for me, because accountability is for Porsha. It's not for me. I can go ahead and encourage her to be accountable, but whether I encourage Porsha or not to be accountable does not make me kiss her ass, because I don't want to have anything to do with an issue between you and her.
Yeah.
And so if that is actually supposed to be my best friend now, right? That's supposed to be my best friend. You mean to tell me I am supposed to be so accountable that I will go against my quote unquote best friend for somebody who I don't know that has called me a lapdog by episode 2? I just think for me, the reality and the realism within the accountability that people are saying they wanted Shamia to have in that situation is missing, because I don't see how that's realistic for me. If you call me a lapdog by episode 2, bitch, kiss my ass and climb a tree. You better hope I don't fuck them either.
But she also said Shamina, so that's what I'm saying. Like, clearly,
right, they had a whole read off, right?
Angela had some damn Raven Simone vision or something, or maybe she's something we just didn't see, because she's kind of been spot on, to be honest. Hey, and I like Shamia, but she is a mean girl. She's
everybody. I just want to say, y'all just watch all that cussing in the comments now. Okay, come on.
Okay, go ahead. Look at that Tori coming in here.
What, Tori be cuss now too?
Look at Tori. Tori's going off in the chat.
Tori. Like, oh no, now we'll see you tomorrow. Tori, you gonna come in all that cussing? Not that so Raven, yes, girl. But that's just me and how I view things. I view it from what I would do in that situation. I may tell my friend, but if I'm the kind of friend, like how Britt say she don't want her friend correcting her in front of the group, I'm not for unless it's like something that happened in front of the group. I don't know. It just depends on the situation and the timing. But at that point, they weren't really feeling Angela like that for their own various reasons. And I just feel like, okay, she didn't do it, whatever. Like, I thought it was mighty presumptuous for Angela to request. We have not been really talking like that. Me and you have read each other. I called you LaToya Jackson. You called me Shamina and a lapdog and all of these things. We've gone back and forth, and your 99 knows. And now you want me to have your back against my best friend. I just don't see how that would, especially if I say, listen, personally, I don't agree with it, but that's between y'all. Yeah. What else do you want from me? Like, I'm not appeasing you. Y'all handle that. That's me. I don't know. Everybody different. Maybe I would have handled that situation wrong. I just would have got it wrong. I don't know. Anything else you want to address before we go?
No, I know that I did not see what is next week's episode. So I don't know which argument it is, because I when it went off, I went on.
Next week we're gonna get Britt versus Kelly.
It's next week.
That's next week.
Okay. I may need to come back.
Okay. Antonio's going to be with us next Monday, so if you want to, you can.
Is it Monday? Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Next Monday. It would have been Monday yesterday.
But you're on usually at...
We're going on at 7 next Monday as well. So
7?
Yeah, 7.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can't do next Monday. I'll be coming back.
Come back for the reunion or leave. Oh, yes. Would we at least get you back for the reunion?
No, I'll be fine. Yeah, for the reunion, sure. Or even the finale. I won't be here for that week. For the reunion, child. I'm gone the next 2 Mondays.
Look at Sir Capricorn. Hey, Sir Capricorn.
Hey,
everybody is in the house tonight.
But I definitely will tune in though, because I do want to see what y'all say. And I may even try to call in to get my thoughts on what's gonna happen. Because I do want to see Britt call her you little hobbit or you little hobbit. You know,
and Britt said something even worse than that, y'all. Buckle. I wonder if they're gonna edit it out now because of this lawsuit. But baby, if they edit it out, I'm gonna tell y'all what it was, and I'm gonna just have to get in trouble that week. I'll tell y'all what it was if they edit it out. Before we go, because we're gonna go, but Sir Capricorn, I got in the comments and said, if someone can be taken, now they really are. Now, see, Sir Capricorn, you're the problem.
Oh, Lord, Sir. Now, you can't be thinking like that now.
You cannot be thinking like that. Now, see, that's the problem. All right, but still, that's between you and whoever girlfriend or man or whatever y'all like in the lounge taking. That ain't got nothing to do with me. All right. With that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Sean, for calling in. Thank you, Amanda K, Crystal K. King, Prognosis, Tori B, Sir Capricorn, Sierra Content in the building, Antonio, Amanda K, Zoel, everybody who tuned in with us. Thank y'all so much. We greatly appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Courtez, for stopping by all the way from the lean. Get ready because the lean is getting ready to lean in down to the Salt Lake City.
Oh, Lord, I'm tired.
No, you're not. You got at least 2 months. You'll be all right.
But I'll be there.
Yes. All right. We'll see y'all as soon as I can find the exit button. Now, this week they want to play. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
I'm not sure what the button is. It's been a minute. I know. Yeah, have a good night.
I do it 3-4 times a week. Can't find the button tonight. Hold on. Oh, there you go. No, that's not it either.
He gonna get it, y'all. I promise.
There it is. Bye. Yeah. Ooh. I'm joking. I'm joking.